Okay.
show up momentarily. But I'm gonna heat up our coffee also.
That's fine. We can start without you. Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Is that the like? We think he might have like the slightest. Oh, we're about to be live.
Make sure you can hear the video.
Yep. Yep. I have the volume up. Okay.
It looks like we're live.
We are live. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Friends. You guys missed Michael spiraling, trying to get us set up for this. Now he's heating up coffee. I can't believe you guys can have coffee at 8 p.m.
So as you can see, because if you've been live with us before, we have changed rooms and locations. Michael got a brand new MacBook Pro that we are now recording from. And so we had to reset everything up again and redo everything so that we can be in our living room when we do this, because we set up a little office area in our living room. So yeah,
It's more comfy.
Yeah. So we're going to get some clip boom mics. We're pretty excited about having a new setup.
Are you nervous about the cats losing their mind?
No,
on
actually,
you? More so because you can't lock them out.
I think that this is actually better because they like this space better. And when we're in the other room, they get really anxious and they don't understand why we're in that room
Oh, yeah.
for some reason.
So I think that might have been Amy who asked, can we discuss the pillow behind Tom and Diana? So these pillows.
Oh, wait, let's before we get there, I don't think we're recording yet.
Okay, fine. We'll
Yeah,
wait.
so let's just hang tight for Michael to get his coffee since he's been stressed out over making sure this is working. And as soon as we start hit the record button, we're go.
I'm waiting on you.
Guys, you should be so proud of me. He was having a meltdown and I didn't say anything. There was not one smart comment from me. I wasn't egging him on. I restrained myself very well.
I was waiting for you to say something and then for Michael to come through this screen like
the girl from the ring.
Like the girl from the ring.
Yeah, he was a little frustrated, so I think that would have been.
You know what? He made it happen.
This is where the magic happens.
All credit to Michael for keeping this ship afloat.
All right. Michael is back, so we will hit record, and then we will discuss Tom and Diana's pillow.
Oh.
I was not frustrated.
He was screaming at a YouTube video.
Freaking mad. First of all right, if you're gonna do a YouTube video about how to do something, get to the fucking point within the first 10 seconds, or I'm clicking you off and giving you a downvote. Sorry for cursing, everyone.
All right.
That just gives you an idea of what we were experiencing before going live.
Also, can I just I just want to point something out. We look like a before and after.
Oh.
Michael, you look like a year ago when the pandemic was starting.
God.
And I look like the 2021 version.
Oh my God.
Just covered in pizza and shame and this giant pillow from Costco that we were talking about. Look how big this thing is.
All right, let's hit record.
We didn't record that?
No.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I can get the audio from YouTube. It doesn't matter. We're recording now.
We're recording now for real.
Oh God.
Tom, start us off.
Oh my God! I can't. Do you want me to say that again?
No, we want you to intro.
Say whatever you say at the beginning of an episode.
Welcome to We'll Run For. I'm your host, Tom, and with me as always are Erin.
Hello.
Michael.
Hello.
And Diana.
Hello.
Oh gosh.
Guys, we haven't even started, and this is just a spiral.
I mean,
we have a lot of people in our chat already, so
it's par for the course for us.
It's been fun.
Yes.
We had some technical difficulties.
With our camera setup, we have to definitely wear pants during the show, by the way.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's a shame.
It's a new setup.
No, I've reached the level of the pandemic where I've had two recent situations with a bra. The worst is I was at my office and my bra was uncomfortable. First, I'm too fat for all my bras, which is a problem. So I was sitting at my desk and I forgot where I was, and I literally reached behind me and started taking my bra off at work before I realized where I was.
Oh, gosh.
Second, my hoodie is big enough today where I just went to DSW without a bra on.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just...
And Crocs.
I totally get
Crocs.
that. Totally get that.
Oh my God.
Listen, ever since Diana started talking about her Crocs regularly, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, every single thing in the world is targeting me for Crocs. Every sponsored ad is now about Crocs.
Oh, God.
Here's the deal. I don't get too many good jokes. I'm going to say that one again because it bears repeating. But since we weren't recording, we weren't live yet, I wanted to point out the fact that if you look at us, Michael and myself look like a before and after of the pandemic. Where Michael is a year ago when stuff is just starting to close down, and I'm now. So buttons.
Gosh. All right. So who do we got in our chat? We've got Chris and Lisa, Jay Hall. We've got Run Eat Drink with us. Amy and Dana are both here. We got Jenny on a mission. Hello. Did I miss anyone? I feel like I missed. Oh, Jamie's here. Hi, Jamie.
Friends?
Hey. Sorry we're such a mess.
Log on to YouTube so I can ban Jamie.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my God.
Amy said that you had the right reaction to YouTube tutorials.
It's true. Like,
It's the worst.
just get to the point of what you're doing.
Yeah, it's
Like-
so funny.
He was getting a little mad at the YouTube guy.
Well, because every single one, they're talking as slow as possible. I'm like, dude, like, get to the point of the video.
Well, and
It's
then
like a food blog.
Well, they want to. Yeah, it's a food blog. They want to advertise themselves first. Like I was making training videos at work where I just like recorded myself going through the motions. Like, this is how you do this. Click here. And my boss was like, "Why aren't you doing intros?" I was like, "Cause no one cares."
Yeah, no one
true.
cares. No
No
one's gonna
one
watch
cares.
it. Yeah. Everybody's gonna be like, "Can I
was like-
skip it?"
They're clicking on that video so that they can see like, how do I change my settings? I was like, they want to hear, "Hello, welcome to the video on changing your settings." From the home screen, click here. Like, that's what they want to hear. Like, they don't
Showbiz.
care.
I tend to agree with you because anytime I watch a tutorial video, I fast forward through the first 10 minutes, and then when you fast forward through it, you're actually at the spot you want to be in.
Yes. 100%.
Guys, Run Eat Drink. They wanted to hear about your pillow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Costco apparently sells these.
These are Squishmallows.
Where's Chewy?
Oh, hang on. He's across the
he's
room.
over
He's
there.
staring at us. I'll go get him.
They're so big we can't have them both on the couch, or we can't sit on the couch. But Diana's getting Chewy.
Yeah, Chewy's pretty funny too.
That's hot. Watch.
Ooh, that's hot. Watch. Okay. Coffee. I'm drinking coffee. Run Eat Drink. At 8 o'clock at night.
This is our evening coffee crew.
Oh.
And there's Chewy. I love Chewy. Not that I don't love Baby Yoda, but I don't know. There's something about Chewy. Jamie's giving Michael the middle finger over there.
Jamie is flirting with me.
Flirting. But yeah, these were $20 at Costco, and we don't have a Costco membership, so our friends Nikki and Scott grabbed these for us, and I wanted the Chewy one. And then when Tom saw my Chewy, he wanted one, so he placed an order for a Baby Yoda.
Chris would like to know where the shield is. Oh gosh, you guys are just gonna have to get everything.
No, we're not just showing you our toys.
Why not?
Well,
actually,
Diana,
I kind of want to see your shield.
Oh, you know, with this setup, the next time I lose a toenail, I can show everybody on the
God
screen.
help us!
This is amazing.
God help
I'm
everybody.
glad we discovered this.
It's pretty awful.
It's so big.
we don't have any children, and the amount of toys that are in this room right now is embarrassing.
Oh, I love it. It's so great.
That's
oh
okay.
my God, it's
That's
amazing.
all right.
Oh God.
For the adults in the room, I'm drinking a beer tonight from Guinness. It is a lemon pound cake.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
It's a tart ale with lactose, vanilla, lemon, mango, blueberry, and raspberry.
Yeah, it's off the chain.
It's
really
amazing.
That sounds delightful. We did have
Yeah.
a beer earlier, but
Yes.
then
It was a s'mores from Dogfish Head. I forget the exact name of it, but it's a s'mores. beer.
Yeah.
Dogfish Head is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Guinness. I guess what night was it really nice? I guess Friday night. It was 80 degrees. So we're like, yeah, we're gonna go sit outside. And they did 5 new beers, and we liked one of them.
Ah.
And then
That's-
it was so windy. We could everything was flying. We got a charcuterie or a charcuterie.
We got a charcuterie plate. And like the wind was blowing so hard that it started blowing the salami
Oh my
off
god.
the charcuterie.
like sheets of paper out of the
Oh my
charcuterie onto Diana,
That's amazing.
and I lost my mind. It was the funniest thing in
It
the world.
was.
I don't even on to Diana.
Yeah, one flew and hit me right in the boob.
Oh God.
That's a whole different type of salami
gosh.
hitting your boob.
Amy, I don't know if you can order this online. This is from the Guinness brewery here just outside of Baltimore. But if I can find out how to get you some, I'll get you some of this lemon pound cake beer because it's delicious.
Yeah, it's really
It
good.
sounds delicious.
It's got lactose in it. I don't know if it'll ship.
Oh yeah, it won't travel.
That's the only thing.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
did
I feel
I?
Like Left Hand Milk Stout and
Yeah.
and all them, they all have lactose in it, and they all travel.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, it just has to be stored at a certain temperature
yeah.
because it's got lactose in it.
What were
So
you
I
gonna
think
ask?
whatever.
Oh
shipping
no, I don't
thing.
remember now.
Oh, okay.
Jamie said he misses beer. So speaking of Jamie, did I tell you I'm challenging him to a race?
Oh
What?
gosh.
I don't think he knows.
I
this
don't
yet.
think he knows this yet either. This is
right,
this
breaking
is
news.
a podcast.
I was talking to our friend Colleen, and she's like, "Oh, he looks great." I was like, "Yeah, he's doing running and stuff." I said, "He's getting too fast. I'm gonna have to race him."
Because if you didn't see, he got a sub 30 5K.
Official.
That's
so
so
awesome.
Officially.
That's awesome.
We are so proud of you, Jamie. And so Michael's a little concerned now that
Yeah, this
Jamie's
isn't-
gonna
yeah.
get too fast and beat him.
Yeah. Well, he's not gonna beat me.
Just confidence. Ewing confidence.
Well, so the big thing though is that Jamie focuses on the 5K, 10K
That is a
distance.
big detriment to me.
And
yeah.
we have slowed down. We slowed down quite a bit. So I kind of think Jamie could take him.
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
Kate's
know.
here. We got Kate in the chat now too.
Oh,
I don't
We
know.
got a party.
But you guys aren't working on speed work at all. So I don't know. I feel
No,
like
But we're not working
you
on
might be able. But that's why I think Jamie might be able to take you.
No.
Oh yeah. That's why I said that I think he could. But Michael's just in denial because
I'm
Michael
not in
doesn't want.
denial.
All right. So there's a
Him.
couple different things, right? Like
Mhm.
there's running and beating someone, right?
Mhm.
But are you vomiting after because you've pushed so hard just to try and
Ooh.
beat him, and then Jamie feels
No.
like a freaking rock star afterwards because he's
Well, that's
built for
possible.
this now? Does that make him the real winner?
That's a possibility.
My PR 5K to this day is one where the girl who handed me my medal, she goes to hand me my medal, and she literally immediately looks at my face and starts backing away because she thought that I was gonna vomit on her as I came across the finish line.
Yep.
The look of terror on her face as she handed me my medal was hilarious.
I love it.
I don't know what my last 5K was the turkey one, and I was in terrible shape then. I don't know what I ran it in, 25, 26.
I don't know. Whatever you guys
That's
ran,
terrible.
It was infuriating.
I can't
to us.
believe you.
We were just angry.
How long
looking
have
at
you
your
been a
times.
turtle?
Look, I'm not like karate.
That's true.
Last name Chop.
Is anyone
God.
like karate chop?
No.
We
He is
in
his
our
own
running
man.
group now, and I say kid because he's 22 maybe.
Yeah, well, that's a kid,
23.
yeah.
kid like is now in a running group. So first off, he's just like offended by all the old that's there. And then second, like he comes in and he laps us so many times. It's ridiculous. Like I'm like, how fast is that kid from
It's
Oh my God.
embarrassing.
I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah, there's this one trail we run on, or one path that we run on, where like the one high school runs on it, but they're like the top cross country high school in the state. So like they all go flying by in their like 2-inch split shorts.
Yep.
In the middle of winter with like gloves and a tank top on, at like at a 6-minute pace as their easy pace.
I'm like, this kid's definitely going like 5-6 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I don't want to get too into the race that we did yesterday just because we're going to recap it on our next episode. But today my friend Lynn was telling me about like how her cousin had run the same race that we did. And so it was 2,000 feet of elevation for a half marathon on super rocky terrain. I mean, it was really crazy. And
rough.
She was like, yeah, my cousin posted today that he did like 8:30s or something like that. And I was like,
it was insane.
what?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, I mean, the finisher, the first place finisher did it in like 7:35 pace up these crazy like trails with, I mean, we were on a trail that wasn't a trail at one point.
Yeah.
And, like,
it was just flags through the woods you had to follow.
that's my nightmare.
It was. I actually, and you guys will get a preview for the next episode. I literally crossed the finish line and Vanessa Beast Pacing, who is the race director, was standing there, and so I literally yelled at her. And Michael's like, I knew you were going to yell at her if you saw her, because I literally was like, trails that are not trails are stupid.
Well, when I hit that section, there was a guy who had wrecked his ankle, who was starting to head the other way with his shoe off, like untied, because it was in pretty bad shape. Somebody was helping him. I was like, yeah, all right, dude. He's like, yeah. Then I saw Vanessa's husband about a mile down the trail heading out towards him. I'm like, yeah, he was back there. But yeah, it was rough. I turned my ankle a couple times. It was already hurting, so I kind of like was like, oof, I'm gonna just power hike the second half here but we'll get into that story when we record later in the week. But yeah, Vanessa's tomorrow for we're
inside the runner studio. Yeah,
so that'll be good.
Oh, she was so good. There's Ollie.
There's our cat making an appearance. Into the chat, we have Jamie, who's saying that he feels like he needed to be part of that discussion.
No, he doesn't.
We're speaking for him now.
Chris said that Michael and I have convinced Kyle to do Space Coast.
That's true. That was earlier. Yeah.
So games we grew up with were on Michael's other podcast, talking about Skyrim today. So if you're a video gamer for some reason, go check that out.
What is it?
Skyrim?
Say the word again.
Skyrim.
Rim, like R-I-M?
S-K-Y-R-I-M.
Yeah, Skyrim.
It's one word. It's not, there's no rum. It's not rum.
I said rim.
Rum.
Skyrim.
Rum?
I
it
say
sounds
too
like
fast.
you're saying Skyrim.
Skyrim.
It's just the way I'm
or
saying
Pam.
I don't know.
It's that North Jersey coming out.
It's like Spider-Man.
Sorry.
Spider-Man.
Whatever. Anyway.
Should we get into the questions?
No, we're still in chat. Hold on one second.
Fine.
Tom's got an agenda.
I know.
He's got an agenda.
There's no agenda when we start talking about this.
Yes, it is old enough to be a game you grew up with. We were discussing that earlier. Andrew in the chat.
Oh, Greg's here. Angie's here. We got lots of people today. We are. Oh, Angie and Andrew are separate in chat. Kitty. Okay. Greg says his easy pace remains around 10, but
there's karate.
I think just because of my amount of miles. Oh gosh, Chris says, "How dare you?"
It's that North Jersey Skyrim.
Oh gosh, whatever. All right. Anyway, sure.
And I wasn't trolling her. I literally didn't know what the game was called.
Everyone else was trolling me, for the record. Tom, what do you want to talk about?
I mean, I feel like we asked for questions.
Sure.
Also, Lisa and Chris, didn't we get... Oh, yes, this is Catawba. So I'm drinking... We still have these seltzers from when we went to Asheville in August. It still tastes fine. I'm going with it.
Go for it. As long as it tastes fine, that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
All right, first question.
Yes.
Anna Runs on Coffee asks, what is the best band and why is it Pearl Jam?
That's so Anna.
Tom probably has an answer.
I was going to say, I feel like Tom.
What is the best band? That's a good question.
All right.
Chat, what's the best band?
Is the band the best band?
No.
Yes.
Obviously not. Also, there's a difference between the best band and your favorite band, and I'll maintain that. Because some of my favorite bands are not the best band.
True. The band might be the best band.
Oh,
It's
stop
not.
it. It is not.
I mean, really?
I feel like you're trolling.
I'm not. I love the band, actually.
I don't know.
Best band.
Tom, what's
I mean, Pearl Jam's okay.
I mean,
I'm not,
could
anti-Pearl
you
Jam,
actually come up with your favorite band? Because you
My
love
top
music.
5 bands of all time have been consistent since like the early 90s.
This is also one of the questions he asked me when we first started dating. He asked me a series of questions at a happy hour at work to get to know me.
I did.
This is a real thing.
Here comes
Queen is a good choice. Yeah,
Ronnie
Angie
drank
Queen.
with Isn't
it?
It Dave Matthews Band. Oh, there's Jay Hall for you with the Monkees and
Yep.
Justin Bieber.
Oh, Beebs.
Oh,
Beebs.
gosh.
All right. What's your top favorite?
Foo is the
top
best.
5.
My top 5 bands of all time have always been in no particular order
Okay.
because they fluctuate.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Matthews, Pearl Jam, Rage Against the Machine, Tool, and I usually leave one open for like a hip hop artist.
I feel like that's a very constrained to time list.
I also
It is because the best music that was ever made ever was in the 90s, early 90s.
Dear
It's
God,
like-
it was not.
tell me that you're white without telling me that you're white.
That's funny. It's accurate. Sometimes it's Counting Crows. Sometimes
Oh my God.
it's Miles Davis.
Oh gosh. Lisa said, "Remember when Tom thought Pearl Jam sold more albums than Beyonce?"
Beyonce?
Which is amazing to me.
That was an actual fight, Tom, and I got it.
If you look up the difference in album sales between Beyonce
It's
and
hundreds of
Pearl
millions.
Jam,
Oh, it's got to be a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
it's embarrassing how different those numbers are.
He's
Well,
like, they've been around way longer. I was
considering-
like, that doesn't matter.
Considering the impact that the first 2 Pearl Jam albums have had on my life.
Everyone loves trolling you, Tom. Jay Hall says, "Tom's top 5: Pearl Jam, Dave Matthews, Dave Matthews, Dave Matthews, Dave Matthews." She also says, "And Tool."
And Tool.
If you haven't seen any of those bands live, you're in for a treat.
I will not see Tool.
Jennifer Finkusier says that she loves Tool, and she agrees.
Yes.
Oh,
I
thanks,
do
Jen.
enjoy Tool.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what.
I don't
my
know that I
best
have a
is.
favorite band. I don't know.
I would put Rolling Stones up there very high.
Tom was not gonna like this answer because I'm not like a super crazy musical person. I
You're-
enjoy music,
You don't
but
have to
like
be.
I don't know. I don't know that I have a favorite. I enjoy all kinds of music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I joined Columbia House and BMG.
Oh gosh.
I had
like
Columbia House.
5 or 6 times each when
'cause you
they
get
were doing.
The penny for the penny, you get a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're aging yourselves.
Did you get cassettes or did you get CDs?
oh, they were well.
Well, when I first, cassettes, but when I was first signing up for it,
They were
They
records?
were records, yeah.
Oh my god, I was joking.
Wow, really?
Yeah, there were still records then, yeah. You got your choice of records or cassettes.
Well, we didn't have a choice. Growing up, it was all vinyl in our house because my dad loved vinyl.
Oh yeah, we have a record player and a bunch of records. My mom had some really cool ones that she gave us, but like they didn't store them properly, so some of them
Yeah.
were like warped and stuff. So we just got rid of them. But she had some pretty cool ones that she
Yeah,
gave
she
us.
really did. Let's ask the chat if they have a favorite running song or a running song that they are into these days.
Jamie Hill has Stone Temple Pilots.
The Wonderments.
The Wonderments, the Beach Boys, which I was waiting for someone to bring up the Beach Boys and the Beach Boys shred again, because for some reason on our live episodes we love to chat about the Beach Boys shred.
About the shred, I love the Beach Boys, and I've seen them, I don't know, dozens of times. I saw them at their 50th anniversary tour. Like, I love the Beach Boys.
What's funny is for one of Diana's birthdays, I surprised her with a Beach Boys concert in Northern Virginia at Wolf Trap. And like, it had a weird time that they were going on. It was like 2 or something in the afternoon.
Oh yeah, because it's like on the lawn.
And they were done by like 4:30, and then everybody left. And I'm like, because you think who goes to see the Beach Boys?
Yeah, everybody's 110 years old. Yeah.
Well,
right.
Yeah, well,
and I'm like, what do we do now? It's 4:30. And we're in Northern Virginia.
That was weird because every other time I've seen it, it's been night. But that was like the Mike Love show, right? That wasn't like Brian Wilson.
Yeah, just the Mike.
Yeah. So Brian Wilson was when I saw him for the 50th. He was there. Have you guys ever seen that video? And I'm trying to think of which concert it was, but Brian Wilson's on stage and he is so out of it. Like, he doesn't know where he is, and he's like playing like air piano to his songs. Like, he's totally gone. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh my God.
Like, he's gone through some stuff.
Yeah.
Lisa asks if original Broadway cast counts as a band. Diana,
Waitress?
Do you want to weigh in on that?
As a band? No.
It sounds like the name of it sounds like the name of some post-punk band.
Gosh.
Fun fact, Lisa's favorite Broadway show, Cats.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop it.
Don't be jellical.
That movie, I don't even know what was happening.
Gosh, awful. The modern Beach Boys are a hot mess.
Well, that's true. Yeah. I mean,
that's true. Unless Stamos randomly comes on, then I'm cool with it. Like, I always just secretly hope every time I see them, like Stamos will magically appear.
Concert.
Yeah, Jen Fink's asking favorite concert, Tom.
I think mine was Beastie Boys at Rutgers or 108 at the Unisound, which nobody knows what that is. 108 and Shelter at the Unisound.
That first answer is amazing.
Pretty good.
I would have killed to have seen the Beastie Boys, and we actually had tickets to the summer where the Beastie Boys, Rage Against the Machine, Stone Temple Pilots, and there was a fourth band that they were going on tour together. And then like Mike D was riding his bike across the street
when he had the bike accident,
and he broke his arm, and they canceled the tour, and then they broke up.
Yeah. Or they like retired. Yeah.
Like, so we have like the ticket stubs of that concert that never happened.
Yeah, he got pretty messed up on the bike accident.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Or maybe it was Slayer at the Tower Theater.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you've seen a lot of shows. Greg had taken his dad to the Beach Boys at Universal, and that Stamos was at Universal, he thinks.
Oh, that's awesome. He usually plays the bongos or something weird.
Shelter was a band that I mentioned.
Oh, sorry, I was trying to catch up with chat.
They're Krishna Core. They were used to today, became Shelter.
That Karate Chop agrees with that assessment.
He knows.
Okay.
He knows. If you know, you know.
Back to the Pearl Jam reference. So
let's bring it back to Pearl Jam.
Me and Diana went to see Pearl Jam with our friend Pearl up in Philly.
Oh my God. It's amazing.
And they start playing. And like the first 3 songs are the first 3 songs on the album 10, their debut album. And then the 4th song is from 10. And then the 5th song. And we're
then
like,
you start to see Tom pee his pants a little bit.
And I'm like, wait a minute, are they doing this album front to back? Which I usually hate when bands do that. But like in terms of iconic bands for me, that is one of the most iconic albums of a band. Because I feel like that really helped define an entire genre of grunge music. Like when people like to troll grunge music, they do Eddie Vedder's voice, and they do like Jeremy or Even Flow or whatever it is, right? So
that was cool. That they've only done that like twice in their entire career, is play that album back to front. or front to back or whatever the hell
That's
they did.
pretty cool.
That was cool.
Lisa hates you, Tom, and I'm not quite sure what that reference is, but
it's because you said she liked cats.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what one of my favorite shows was too? I saw the final night of Glenn Hansard's tour like 3 years ago in a little spot in Philly, and they were like just partying on stage basically because they were wrapping up this tour before heading back to Ireland, and like it was a blast. It was such a blast.
I'm gonna send you a
idea who you're
video
talking about.
because another fun story about
The
Pearl
film
Jam.
once.
Me and my friend Pearl went out to Wisconsin to see the 20th anniversary festival that Pearl Jam put on called PJ20. And since she was with the record label, she knew the management of the band. She got me a photo pass.
Oh,
So
nice.
for the first 5 songs of any band other than Pearl Jam, I could go into the pit between the crowd and the stage with the photographers. So it's me with like an old iPhone and all of these professional photographers, and I'm in their way, and they're doing their job, and but I saw Glenn Hansard and Eddie Vedder
because they're like super good friends.
Yeah, and I'm like within feet of their feet.
Oh my god,
that's cool.
It was really awesome.
That's cool.
Let's get off of
well, just
Okay.
real quick. Yeah, Chris says that his favorite concert was at a tiny club in Baltimore that involved him getting punched in the face and shoving bar napkins in his nose. So next time
the auto bar.
Next time we're together, Chris, I want to hear that story. But Toto was Ronnie Drink's favorite concert.
Oh my god, yes.
That's amazing.
Amazing. I love
gosh.
Toto.
All
my
right,
favorite concert moment was a show. So I was at Mighty Mighty Boss Tones and Shelter at the Tower Theater, and I staged. This was like the hardcore days, around 1990. I jumped off, did a stage dive. I looked behind me, and it was like 5 teenage girls right where I was about to land, and they all moved out of the way. And it was like the stage was like 5 feet high, so I jumped. I was young then, so I probably jumped a few feet in the air as well, and landed flat on my back on the floor. So that was pretty awesome.
Greg's going back to work. Bye, Greg.
Bye, Greg.
All right. So what's going on, Tom?
You want
what's the next question? Yeah,
another question.
All right. So the next question is from our friend Jen Fink. Michael, I'm going to direct this at you, but we can chime in. What advice do you have for someone wanting to start a podcast?
Understand that you're doing it for you. Number one. For real. Like, just do it because you want to do it. Know why you want to do it. Like, if you want to do it, like, there's, like, now, obviously, there's, like, 10 trillion podcasts. Sorry, we got a cat that's about to knock over some water.
He wasn't going to knock it over.
Yeah, know what you want. Like, if you want to just do it because you enjoy something and you want to talk about it, do that. If you're looking to monetize it, that's significantly harder and a whole different thing, and it'll become a job, and it won't be something you really enjoy. So if you want to do that, understand that's that. But yeah, if you like doing it, just record yourself and post it and slowly get better at the audio. And there's plenty of tutorials online to learn how to do the audio. And yeah, it's very, very simple these days, especially with like Anchor and all that. There's free services. I would just say, as long as you enjoy the content, do it that way.
I would also say that whatever topic you're focused on, someone's already done some variation on that topic.
Yeah.
So I would never get discouraged by saying that, hey, I want to do a music podcast. There's a million music podcasts out there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just whatever you feel passionate about, you do it. But
for sure.
For us, I feel like we started winging it, and then we got a little structured, and then we got off that structure because that structure was a little bit constricting. And I feel like we got into a good rhythm, but like it took some iterations to figure each other out. And what we want to talk about each time.
Yeah, I mean, and don't be afraid to change up what you're doing. Like, I mean, if you listen to our first episode, you know for sure that we were doing a ton of community news, and we still love the community stuff, but the episodes got really long because of that in some ways, so we just changed up the way we were interacting with the community. There's just, don't be afraid to change if it's not working.
Yeah. And I would say record a bunch before you put them out.
We didn't.
No, I mean, but if you've never recorded anything before or done anything like that before.
Yeah, Michael threw us to the wolves because we thought we were going to do that. And he's like, yeah, that was good, guys. I'm going to publish that. We were like, wait, what? We thought this was just a test round.
I was doing the recording and editing, so it wasn't like my first time recording and editing.
Well, I know that you didn't, but the three of us thought that we were doing a practice round. And then you were like, nope, we're publishing that. And we were like, oh, okay.
We did luck out with having a Michael, but not everybody has a Michael.
That is true. I mean, what would you say about editing and like where to record?
It's online tutorials are the best thing.
Yeah.
And like your mic quality is you don't need like some super expensive mic at all. If you're going to record, like say, like we record over Zoom or Skype or whatever, you're going to need like some audio capture device, obviously, for your computer, whether it's a mixer or whatever. They have a bunch of different audio interfaces now. You can do that, or you can have like the real hard way is, but for like super quality audio, is to have each end record their audio and mix it together. But that's way more work. So if you don't want to like edit for hours, then record everybody and suffer a little bit of sound quality here and there because everybody's on the same track. But just simple things like that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't even record separate audio.
No. That's a lot. That's a lot of work because you got to sync it all up and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Jen Hall almost started a dry cleaning podcast for real.
Our mics are not. Angie was asking how much our mics are. They're not expensive at all.
No, I think I got like Diana and Tom's set up because we kind of knew what they were going to need based off of what Michael was telling me and what I ended up getting. I think altogether, I mean, Diana and Tom, maybe because I don't know how much your headphones were, but I want to say between the mixer and the mics, maybe $150.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe if it was that much. And that's
because I think each mic was
and the
with the
mixer,
stands because there was the mics
stands.
and the stands, which you guys don't end up using the stands, right? Mm-hmm. You guys just hold your
mics.
mics.
No, because if the mic is on a stand, then I'm not near the mic, and then I get yelled at. I also am ridiculous and wanted rose gold headphones, so I think that brought us up.
Yeah, like even like my mixer was a little bit. I had bought it a long time ago though, so I think I paid like $150 for my mixer, but it's a PV like 8-channel mixer, so like you don't need anything like that.
Yeah.
But I bought it at like the local music store, and it works great, and I've had it for a decade. So
Chris does say that mic quality is huge for a podcast. Nothing turns me off to a podcast more than terrible quality. So at least he still listens, so we can't sound that bad.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with you. If I can name off the top of my head, and I'm not going to, a few podcasts that I don't listen to anymore because I can't deal with the way a few of the people sound or a person sounds. There's like a few podcasts like that. It's just I don't know, when you're muffled or you're.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tend to agree with you. Sound is important to me.
At least basic sound anyway.
And he also says that I wanted rose gold headphones is the most Diana thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, gosh.
Pretty much.
All right. Great advice. I appreciate it. You're welcome. What's the next?
Or, who asked that question? Amy?
No. Jen Fink.
Jen?
Also, you could do what I did and just have people that do everything for you and literally just show up. That's really the goal. I do nothing.
Oh, good. All right. Oh gosh. That's not false.
It's not untrue.
She did start our show notes though, like
That's
our
true.
outline.
Yeah, is
and
yeah,
everything is because Diana created that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think we'd be a little bit more unorganized.
Well, as I said to Chris earlier when we were recording Skyrim, I have literally in, I don't know, quote unquote 186 episodes, it's probably like 300 episodes, have never had one set of show notes ever. So the show notes on this are always very good.
Oh gosh.
And easy to follow.
All right. Here's a few questions from one of our favorite international listeners, Laura Duxon, who I don't think is listening right now, but
It's probably very late.
Yeah.
The middle of the night.
It's like the middle of the night.
that's fine. Maybe she can't sleep. All right, first question. Let's go. Let's do these like yes or no. If you would get the World Marathon Challenge fully sponsored, would you do it? Meaning 7 marathons in 7 days on 7 continents.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was easy. I physically couldn't do it. I'll go along and cheer.
Oh,
I mean-
Vanessa also answered that in the
Yeah,
comments. Said
she
she would
did.
absolutely do it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would do it. Yeah.
I mean, I would be really hard, and
Would be,
obviously you would have
yeah.
to train for it. But yeah, I mean, if someone wants to come sponsor me, and that means that I can take some time off from work and train for that, sure.
Yeah.
No, there'd be no way. The training would be miserable. You're running in Antarctica. I'm not doing it.
Antarctica
Absolutely
in the
not.
summer. Oh man, imagine doing a summer race in Antarctica in the summer.
No. I don't want any part of that.
All right. Next question. What historical running event or achievement would you like to have witnessed?
Oh, I know. I
Catherine?
want to see. What is her name?
Catherine Switzer,
Get pulled off of the
Boston
Boston
Marathon.
Marathon
Yeah.
course.
That was my immediate answer because we were looking at the questions before. That's the first thing that I said.
Wait, we could have looked at these beforehand.
I put them in the notes.
They're in the
Guys,
show notes.
Here's the thing. My co-hosts do not do the homework.
It's true. I asked
I
Tom.
looked at 'em.
Well, we did. After I asked Tom if he had put them in the show notes, I went and looked at them. So
let's see. I was trying to think of the answer for the
Oh.
question. That's all. Sorry. For me, mine's not as epic as that because I feel like that's like an epic thing. I don't know. I would want to see. I think I would want to either witness the Walmsley's sub 6 rim to rim to rim, or Killian finishing Hard Rock with
Ooh.
one arm because he dislocated his shoulder like 20 miles into a
Oh my
100-mile race
God.
and won the
Ooh.
100-mile race over
Who is-
Hard Rock.
Who is the girl that ran with tampons up her nose?
Oh
this year?
yeah, down at Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, some of the ultra stuff would be really cool to see, especially because some of them are running like 8-minute miles up and down these. I don't know. They're ridiculous for 100 miles.
Yeah,
It's just so stupid.
yeah. I think
If I could witness something, I remember this happened a long time ago, but it was a small business owner. He's a veteran out of Alabama, and he just started running one day. So he just got up and he just felt like running. So he ran to the street and then the end of the block and then the end of the town. And then he just kept going.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
His name was Forrest Gump.
Tom likes to tell stories like this where you aren't too sure. Have you ever run Shamrock and he tries to tell you the story about how him and Diana met? It'll probably be the story from Step Up or Dirty Dancing. One of the two.
Surprisingly good at ping pong. This small business owner.
Oh my God.
Oh
I
gosh.
think Jamie's was falling asleep at my story.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't exciting for him.
Lisa says that she had a friend who ran his first half marathon in Antarctica in jeans. First marathon in Antarctica
Wow.
in jeans. For why?
For why indeed?
For
Yeah.
warmth?
Okay. I don't know.
That's warm.
I don't know. If we're looking around, in case anybody's wondering, our cats are going crazy around us, as Diana predicted they might.
We're waiting for them
destroyed
to
anything yet.
knock something off.
So we'll see what happens. I thought they'd actually be a little calmer out here, just because this is their normal space.
The real running event I would like to witness, though, is when I smoke Jamie.
Oh gosh.
On the race.
Oh, good. Jamie says, check, please. Are you headed to bed, Jamie? What's going on over there?
What's the next one?
Yeah, what's going on?
All right. I'm going to jump to a question from Angie. What is your preferred long run fuel? And then what is the worst pre-run meal decision you've ever made?
Ooh.
That was a laugh and a half there.
Okay, so I have the worst pre-run. And I was running with, were you there, Tom? I don't think you were. I did the Frederick Nut Job a few years ago, which is a 5K on Friday night, and you wake up and do a half on Saturday. And we went to dinner before the 5K and got Brussels sprouts.
Oh yeah,
and then you were literally burping Brussels sprouts the entire 5K. It was miserable. Like, they sit in your stomach. I don't know. It was just the worst. And then my Lucky Charms before my Orange Theory today was also not good. Not good.
Bad food choice was before a 20-mile trail run, like out in the middle of nowhere, like my first real long trail run with the Striders. I had a very spicy Pakistani meal the night before.
No.
And it thankfully there was still some snow on the ground.
Oh God.
Let me just tell you, snow is wonderful. Icy
Ew.
snow is a wonderful wiping tool.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Wow.
It was so refreshing.
Wow.
Very refreshing.
Nope. It sounds refreshing.
Well,
why would you do that the night before? Like, there are like rules, and I just make up rules in my head. Like, you can't have seafood the night before you do a race because you never know.
I've done sushi.
It's inconsistent. And I know you guys do it all the time, but that's my rule. Like,
it's a good rule.
Yeah.
Solid rule.
Like, seafood can do you dirty. So, like, you don't do seafood the night before a race.
I don't have very many things anymore that I don't do, because I've done Thai before the night before a race. Yeah, I mean, no. I don't know that I have very many don't eat before race rules. But to go to Angie's first question, which was, we'll get to the chat in a second, is your preferred long run fuel. I use Tailwind.
Payday.
And Paydays. Yeah. So Tailwind and Paydays are my combo for. But
Payday is just peanuts, right?
It's peanuts and nougat, basically.
Caramel.
Caramelish. Well, it says nougat right on the.
Yeah, it's like a caramely nougat.
So it doesn't have the chocolate part of it. So it's it's just the protein and the sugar straight up. And we've been using Paydays for, I don't know, a couple of years now.
Yeah, Paydays are great.
Yeah, we love them. But Tailwind on shorter runs, because I like at a half marathon, I won't use solid food. Paydays are like more for our ultra kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So Tailwind is a calorie-based drink that you.
It's
a
not
mix.
Noon.
Yeah, so it's not Noon. It's a little. It's Noon has one that's a version like it where it has calories in it. It's called Noon Endurance. I don't love it as much as I like the Tailwind. Tailwind is 100 calories per scoop. I think the Noon's only like 60 to 80, so you have to use a lot more of it. So and the flavors are a little stronger in Noon to me. Like, they're a little too sweet. You need a little too much to get to the kind of caloric value you would need. So I like the Tailwind because it's drinkable calories and I don't have to eat solids.
Yeah, I didn't realize Noon didn't have calories until, like, we had a nutritionist come and talk to our running group, and she's like, "That's why if you only have Noon during like a half marathon or a marathon, you feel like garbage."
Yeah, there's no.
I was like, "It's got no calories." It's great because it's great for like before a race. I think for like the electrolytes and getting all that in your system. But I've never been like a huge Noon fan. I do the blocks.
Yeah, I like
a lot.
Blocks, yeah.
When I'm doing a half, and I usually buy, like, it's got like a 6-pack of them, and I'll take 2 at mile like 3, 2 at mile 6, and then like 2 at mile 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
I used to do the goo a lot, but now I can only do the goo when it's really cold out, and I can only do the chocolate. Like after marathon training, like I cannot do goo.
I can only do vanilla. I like vanilla.
I'll do vanilla. You do the cliff shots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do chocolate or espresso.
I used to do the chocolate goo, but then it blew up one of my races, and I've never gone back to it again. I was going for a sub 10-minute pace the whole way. I don't even know what that would calculate out to. It just was sub 10-minute per mile pace. And I was good until mile 8 when I ate a goo, and it blew up the whole rest of the race, and I've never eaten chocolate goo again.
Whoa, Andrew crapping on chicken broth. Chicken broth is great during a race. Saved me in my first Batona 34 miler. Jesus Christ.
Jack.
Oh my God. Gonna return them to the shelter.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no, like I was dying like on like my second 50K because I put too much Tailwind in my drink and never tested it.
Yeah.
And threw out all my water and then had a chicken broth. It was great.
Yeah.
Just because it's salty?
You get that salt, like rejuvenated you.
During my 24-hour race, I made them go to the soup. They brought me soup at one point, and so I made them go back a couple times to get me soup again because I was like, oh, this is so good. Back to chat real quick. Jen Hall found a new ultra runner. Apparently she has adorable puppies, so I'll have to find out from her who that is. Let's see. Oh, Weckerly's trolling you. He said that's nothing compared to how Tom grew up when he had to move away from West Philadelphia after he got into one little fight.
I love it.
I was sent to live with my aunt and uncle.
I love it.
Oh, God.
I love it. Also, when we were at Shamrock, I had at breakfast they had little packs of like peanut butter, so I grabbed one and just threw it in my belt. And Lisa, I don't know, I think she lost whatever her snack was, like it fell out of her flip belt. So she was like, "Oh, peanut butter, it saved my life." So just like a little to-go packet of peanut butter.
The Jens in our chat are planning to do an ultra together suddenly. Hey, where's my invite?
It's not all about you.
It's not all about me. Worst decision was going to eat Italian before Disney half, getting lasagna despite being lactose intolerant. That's Weckerly.
Nope.
That sounds like a bad idea. That actually, because I'm lactose intolerant too, that is one thing that I will avoid is anything with lactose. Winter will never be the same again, Angie says after Michael's story.
I can't.
Every time
I've never had that happen. I've never.
Everyone here, don't eat the brown snow. Karate Chop's great advice. All right, what else? Gingerbread goo is the only one Lisa likes. Goo tastes too much like chemicals. Started doing stingers and like them a lot, Weckerly says.
Yeah, I like the stingers too.
The stinger
like the
gels?
Gel. I like the stinger gels, but I also like this, just like the stinger
like the waffles.
Waffles.
Too. Oh, I like the honey stinger chews better than I like all of the rest. Like you eat the blocks. They have the honey stinger chews. There's like a pomegranate one and a
I have those.
Yeah, I like those ones a lot. I just don't like to chew anymore while I'm like, unless I'm doing like an ultra and I don't have a choice but to chew. That's why I like the tailwind.
Oh no, see, I feel like that's why I think I got off a goo, because like I wanted to chew something.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
I'm still team goo.
Oh yeah, you still do. You were doing goo this weekend, weren't you? This past weekend.
Yeah.
Karate likes the SIS. That's, I forget what that is. Science and something. I don't.
Sport.
Science and sport. Okay. Gels. That might actually be it. Watery consistency goes down easy. Chris says Lisa needs food in all caps.
Lisa, all right. We did the half marathon in Disneyland, and they had more food on the course than I've ever seen anywhere.
My kind of
multiple times for a half marathon. They had granola bars and apples and bananas and like basically like peanut butter sandwiches. And
That is a lot.
I physically couldn't eat anything else. And we got to the end of the race, and Lisa's like, when are we going to lunch? And I nearly lost my mind.
That's
like,
hilarious.
I've never seen anyone eat like that on a race course.
At the race we did yesterday, they had them like set up like the ultra courses normally are, with like a full like snack bar. I mean, it's all prepackaged stuff because COVID times. But it was like the Uncrustables and like all the different bars and stuff like that. And, ultras just have a plethora of stuff usually.
Yeah.
And so there was one girl who was doing a half marathon. It must have been one of her first trail races because she's on course and she's like, Uncrustables. And so she like grabs like a few of them. And then her and her
like
friend.
a buffet.
Yeah, her and her friend are in front of me. And like most of the rest of us like passed by it because I had a pack on with my tailwind and stuff in it and everything I was bringing, so I wouldn't have to stop at the aid stations. And she's like going on. She's like, "Did you see that buffet? I don't understand why no one else took anything. Who has that much food at an aid station?" And she's just going on and on and on about it. It was hilarious.
That's what my reaction would have been. The Baltimore 10 miler every year has Dunkin' Donuts at like mile 7 or 8, while you're going up the hill. And I tell you what you don't need to do is take a donut hole at mile 8, because then you feel like you're going to straight up vomit.
The Baltimore Marathon has that too, or half marathon has it too. It must be the Baltimore thing.
I don't know. It's always in June because it's always Tom's birthday weekend. So it's always 900 degrees. You run down a hill around Lake Montebello and then back up this giant hill to the zoo again. And donut holes are just it's not right. It's not right. If you think it is, you're really excited about them.
Oh, gosh.
About 50 yards away, you're not excited about them.
All right, Tom, let's keep going with the questions.
All right. Jessica has asked, this may be hard to describe, but what is your worst race photo? And I'll start because whenever I see like a photographer on the course, I have this thing where I'll stand up straighter and I'll suck my belly in and I'll like puff out my chest and I'll run like Rocky. And I always think I look a lot skinnier than I do until I see those photos.
Do you have one that's like particularly bad?
No, well, I mean, I have some that I actually like because it just looks like I don't care at all. But I always think, okay, now I'm gonna really sprint by this camera. It never looks like I feel like I look.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I feel like that's everyone. Yeah.
I don't know. I know I have one from the New York City Marathon where it's pouring rain and I didn't know like almost all my race pictures from New York City Marathon are incredible because I found every single cameraman and knew when they all were and was like smiling and doing the thumbs up or like some sort of wave, but I missed one. And so there's just me like in the pouring rain, drenched, angry. So I just have this angry look on my face.
I love it.
And
oh my God.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite worst ones just because I visibly look like I want to murder somebody.
I love it.
Michael has a lot of really bad race photos.
That's true. At
It's
Disney,
actually where his
Why is that?
It's where his nickname that I call him, the miserable marathoner, comes from, because we were looking at his Disney pictures from a couple of years ago, and every single picture even with the characters, like at the character stops, like when you're supposed to smile, he's like.
And he looks like naked. He's like shirtless.
Oh no, that was
no. This year, actually, some of them came out good, but because he ran with me, and I made him like smile and stuff. Because
I'm like, why are you naked next to the princesses?
Well, that's a whole different thing.
It was
when
very
we were
hot out.
That was when it was like 80 something degrees, and there was like the
I felt
black
so
flag,
bad
red
for the,
flag,
yeah.
whatever it was.
It was like 87. I felt
was-
so bad for the
awful.
princesses.
It was
They were
awful.
like,
We were disgusting. But the year before was the year he ran with Brittany and I and Susanna.
yeah.
And he just he ended up like running ahead a lot to the characters, and then some of them he ended up by himself. I mean, even the ones where he was in like big group pictures, he looks just miserable. Like everyone else is smiling and he looks miserable.
I love it.
The funniest one though is that he in the beginning ended up with, was it the penguins?
Or Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I don't know.
I don't know. It was, but his bib is hidden somehow.
They still found me.
They still found him, and it shows up, and he's like has his bottle in front of him, and he's like, and he has this scowl on his face.
Can that be the album art for
yeah. Oh my
photo?
God.
That and me in the picture, me at that donut run.
Oh God.
I remember that picture.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Michael has a lot of bad ones.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Kate's got a question about trail running, and she says the only thing holding her back from jumping on the trails to run is the fact that she'll be on the trail alone. From your experiences, Erin and Michael, is this something to worry about? She's talking about middle of the day on Saturday or something where most areas are busy, at least on flat paths. Is she thinking too much about it?
No, I think it's fair to think about safety.
I mean, if we're being completely honest, it's actually how Michael and I met, was that because I felt like I wasn't sure if I was safe, I reached out to the
A
Pineland
complete
Strider.
stranger.
Yes. That is the irony of the whole situation, I guess. The Pineland Striders is the local run club here, and I noticed that we were in two mutual groups, both Team Shenanigans and the Pineland Striders. So I'd seen his name around commenting on Team Shenanigans. And so when I joined the Pineland Striders, I recognized the name, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll message him and see what kind of group runs Pineland Striders does. And so that's how I actually met Michael, was through randomly text messaging a stranger that I'd never met to ask him about
to run in the woods and be safe alone.
The funny part is that first year.
So find a stranger of my own, Kate says.
I cannot.
Okay. So, the funny part is that the running joke in the Pineland Striders is because I said that I was looking for someone to save me from axe murders. So they give awards out to like at the end of the year, and Michael's award was that he was like the axe murder safety guy or something like that. It was something silly like that.
I love that.
No, but it is definitely a concern. It depends on where you're going.
Yeah, I think
Kate mentioned that you're talking about middle of Saturday where it's common. I was talking about going into the woods where there's absolutely
nothing.
No one.
Like deep South Jersey woods. Like
South Jersey pines. Because there's not very many other trails in our area. So my choices are very limited to where I can go. So in the Pinelands, I just didn't really feel safe. The irony of that, thinking back, is that I did that Batona 55 miler, and I was alone almost the entire time. Like at
on
least
the same
25
trail,
miles of that race, I was by myself with no one in sight. So in hindsight, looking back at that race, I'm like, man, the one thing that I didn't want to do in those Pinelands was run alone, and I was alone for 25 miles. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're going in the middle of the day to an area that has a lot of people, I wouldn't feel I would do that. That is something that I would probably do. Like I'd go to Blueberry Hill. I'd go to Blueberry Hill, which is a local place around us that has a ton of people who walk around there pretty regularly on a Saturday afternoon. I used to do like my bike path that everyone in my town would say was where murderers go, but I never thought murderers went there, so no.
Sorry, I'm laughing at Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're thinking too much into it. I would make sure that maybe you invest in something like doing Strava, the premium version, so that you have the Strava beacon, so that your husband's you can track you the whole time.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's kind of a good thought.
Yeah, things like that, or just like meet up at the beginning and end, or whatever it is. Yeah. But even like for me, like some of those long trail runs by myself, if you twist an ankle, you're stuck out there, or, whatever, break a leg, anything. Even that kind of safety is important too,
Mm.
Right.
Do you know who Grishlin is in their chat? That's a new name on here. She said every finish line photo for them is holding one wrist turning off the Garmin, body collapsing down from final step, looking like my life is ending.
I love it.
I don't know who that is, and I really would like you to tell me who you are because that was the best comment ever.
It's brilliant. It's so true. Like, how many of us have that photo of crossing the finish line?
Oh God, yeah,
turning off the Garmin?
Yeah.
Like looking down, like, is it time? Is it time? Is it time?
Oh God, that's
I remember
funny.
I went to the Avengers half marathon with Diana out in Disneyland, and I got to she was running the race, and I went to the finish line, and I was just taking pictures, and I was watching people get to the end of the race, and they do that jump across the finish line.
Yeah.
A couple people didn't land it.
Yeah, that's dangerous. Yeah.
Because you're kind of at your weakest,
Yeah.
and you're at the pinnacle of it. So you're not paying attention. You have all this adrenaline and your body's shutting down. So I would just watch these people
crash and burn,
eat it right across the finish line.
Gosh.
That's producer Kyle,
yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Weckerly says that when they were doing the Ragnar, they turned their location share on, which is basically the same kind of thing as the Strava beacon. So it would be a good way so that somebody knows where you are.
Lisa didn't even know it was Kyle.
That's funny.
Okay.
I hear you can find a thrill on Blueberry Hill.
That's pretty good.
That's true.
Thank you, Potsy.
All right. What else
All
we
right,
got?
Next question from Anna Runs on Coffee. What is your dream trip destination? It does not say running. It just says dream trip destination.
New Zealand.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
New Zealand.
really good.
Yeah.
I want to do all of the Asian Disney parks.
Mm.
And that would probably be a single trip is what I'm kind of thinking, but we'll see. So that's kind of on my list.
Yeah, I did a couple bucket list trips already because I wanted to go to South Korea and I wanted to go to Holland because my dad was born and raised in Holland and I was born in Korea. So I kind of got my two giant bucket list ones out of the way.
I had no
I've
idea
always
you were
wanted
Korean.
to. Wow. Hashtag race report. We haven't used
Nice.
that. We haven't used that in a long time.
Nice.
What? I always wanted to go to Ireland.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah. Iceland.
Oh, Iceland's really cool.
I
You,
wanna
got,
do
you
Iceland,
two
yeah.
would love Iceland.
Yeah.
I
Iceland is
felt
great.
like that's attainable more than only because the amount of travel time to New Zealand. It's a harder trip.
Well, yeah, and Iceland wants tourists. So if you fly
Yeah.
Iceland Air, like when we flew to Germany, we did an extended layover in Iceland for like 3 days, and it doesn't add any cost to your trip.
Funny story. We were with Chris and Lisa, and we went to the fabled Blue. Is it the Blue Lagoon? What am I saying?
I guess that's what it's called. I don't know.
That's not what it's called.
That's Brooke Shields, maybe.
Chris or Lisa, correct me.
They're way behind.
It's the hot springs.
Oh yeah, the springs there. Yeah.
Okay, and it's got a name, and I'm stupid, but you have to shower before you get into the water.
Mm.
And there are showers that have like drapes where you can close them or doors, or there are showers right in the middle of the room where everyone gets changed, and you have to take a naked shower. Like they're very adamant about it.
Interesting.
There's signs everywhere. You have to put like stuff in your hair.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Interesting.
So I
They're a little behind, but Chris said, "Please be the shower story." So,
I take a shower in front of all of these Eastern European dudes. and then I go and get into the water.
You said you were basically like on a pedestal.
I was basically on a pedestal,
just naked,
surrounded by all these dudes, and I'm just lathering up, whatever. And then you put on your swimsuit and you get in the water, and then I see Chris. I'm like, wasn't that weird? And he was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you had to be kind of like out in front of everybody. That was kind of embarrassing. He was like, didn't you see the ones with the doors? The shower stall, like, guys.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I was on display.
Oh god, that's amazing.
Oh god, I can't continue.
It was ridiculous.
I can't go on.
It was embarrassing.
Well, yeah, because Tom came out and Tom was quicker, right? So Tom comes out and we're like, well, where the hell is Chris? He was taking a lot longer. And then we were like, well, Chris probably didn't want to be naked at the same time Tom was, so he was probably just waiting.
Oh my gosh. This is too much. I can't.
Oh my god.
And then he comes out.
Oh man.
All right.
I don't know. Lisa and I were behind curtains when we had to shower.
Oh my gosh.
Not me.
I believe it was Jennifer Fink asked about training for elevation.
Yeah, we have an on-the-fly question. Have you all ever had to train for elevation?
Yes, we're doing
Well, I
it
mean,
now.
obviously we're current. We are currently doing that.
Yeah.
Diana and Tom, have you ever done anything for elevation?
No, I barely train hills like I should.
Yeah. Yeah, if you listen to our last episode, Michael and I are going to run rim to rim to rim in June. So that has 11,600 feet of elevation. So that's the Grand Canyon, South Rim to North Rim, and back to South Rim.
Yeah.
In case you don't know what that is. And so we are training for a lot of elevation at the moment. So if you have any specific questions, go ahead and send me a private message and I will let you know what we're doing for elevation.
Because we are doing it.
Because we are doing it.
I'm doing it all. Yeah.
Is training for is that the same kind of elevation? Like if you go run in like Colorado, right? Is that the same as training for elevation?
Well, that's
that's altitude.
Yeah.
That's altitude. Okay.
training.
Well, that would be a combination of both, actually. Yeah.
You would have to do different things for the altitude. I mean, as far as elevation itself, I mean, we're obviously doing a lot more actual elevation itself, but then we're cross training, doing lunges and what's the other step ups and things like that to like help with some strength training, not cross training. I lied. We're doing cross training. Diana, why aren't you correcting me?
Oh, good old Hal Higgins. Good old Henry Higgins.
Oh, gosh.
Henry's cousin Hal.
Wackerly says 11K of elevation. That sounds awful. Did you guys do something awful and feel like you needed to alone or feel like you need to atone? Okay, for something. Sorry, it's a little small on the screen. No.
It's fun.
No, they're just dumb.
We're just stupid. That's all.
They're just dumb.
We think that things like this are just fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, and hot.
And hot.
Well, yes. Kyle says they're both elevation, to be fair.
True. This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just altitude is distance above the ground. But it's a different type of altitude training. Like if you're starting at
wait, isn't altitude above sea level, not
Yes.
above the ground? So technically, and then elevation.
Well, above sea level.
Yeah. Oh, elevation is
the distance from
altitude
sea level.
is ground sea level. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
All right, we got a podcast producer nerd off going on right now, guys.
Oh gosh. But the difference is when you if you start at a certain altitude, then and you're not adjusted to it, you can actually get very sick from it.
Above 8,000 feet. Usually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why can't I think of Kara Goucher? She's an elite marathoner. She started doing trail running and she was going to do something in Colorado. She literally somehow managed to do this trail race at 7 to 8 minute miles while throwing up because she had altitude sickness because she wasn't adjusted properly. So she was literally throwing up as she was running this race. And she kept going.
Like, why? Like, why not just stop? I don't understand. Like, if you're that miserable, I don't get it. Like, I don't have the fire in my belly that some people have. Like, I'm like, just not do it.
That is definitely some fire in your belly to finish that race. Yeah, I agree.
I'm like, it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it for me to be miserable.
Yeah.
I'm miserable enough on a normal run.
That's true.
Well, it depends. So, if you were sick in Colorado a few years, it depends on where your half is at in Montana, I guess, because not all of Montana is high elevation, actually.
Yeah.
Depends on where it's at. I assume it's in an area with more elevation. It's prettier because, I don't know, unless it's in like Billings and you really want to run around Billings. Not super exciting, but
Lisa tried a short run in Utah and almost threw up. So is that from being in Utah or just being or the run?
Well, it could be because Salt Lake City's at almost 5,000 feet.
Yeah, isn't there a lot of elevation there?
Yeah.
All right, Tom, what's next?
Speaking of fire in your belly, Jen Hall writes, what is your ultimate but not sure it will happen running goal? I'll start. I want to get below a 30-minute 5K.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it'll happen. I do think it'll happen. But that's one of my goals. And then I want to do a full and maybe something longer than a full.
That's not a maybe. That's a definite.
But yeah, I definitely have goals. So
a sub 4 hours, if you're going to talk maybe attainable goals, but not sure if it's obtainable. A sub 4 marathon is on my list.
What's your PR?
4:20ish.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
And so 20 minutes is a pretty big.
Yeah.
I know, but you can do it.
I mean, it would take a lot of work, and that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other kinds of things would be like UTMB, which like there's no way I'm getting. There's no way. I'm sorry. Because I'm looking at you. I should look at you in the camera.
Just look at the camera.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the kind of race that I don't think that I could ever get into to be able to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, that race would be like a dream.
What does UTMB stand for?
Ultra Trail Mont Blanc.
Oh.
It's like the biggest trail race in the world.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it in France?
It's France, Italy, Switzerland. It goes through.
All the mountains there. It is just. I mean, I will send you the pictures. Actually, just go to their Instagram and just look at the pictures. I mean, it's like a dream, but there's just no way.
No way. Why?
You have to you have to get like points to like be able to get into it. So you have to be good at racing.
Oh, gotcha.
Like it's kind of like a Boston qualifier type thing in the trail running world. It's the same thing. Western States has like the same. There's qualifying
I think that's
races.
Actually harder to get into actually.
There's qualifying races that you have to do to be able to get into it. So that's just, I'm not a good enough runner to ever do that. Yeah. And I don't think they have a charity version. So I don't think that's an option like Boston.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how their lottery system works.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would like to, the semi-attainable one is, or I think it's attainable, is sub 4 at Big Sur.
Oh my God.
That's actually where my PR is.
I know.
So
it's unbelievable.
I did it in 4:09, so I think I could with the hill training we do now. I think I could sub 4 it. Not at the moment.
You hear that, Jamie?
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess like something like UTMB or Western States or something like that. Something big. Oh, you know what? Like Hard Rock or Leadville.
Yeah.
Like those would be pretty amazing to do. They're all super hard, and I don't know if they'll ever happen, but
Okay. Did Goo do Leadville? Didn't he do Leadville?
Goo did. Yeah, our friend Daniel did Leadville. It was tough.
Oof,
he's insane. He's like a karate chop situation.
Oh yeah. He was the one who ran the 100 for charity just around.
Yeah.
For just in Colombia.
Yeah.
Just cause.
And he loves trail running too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Run, eat, drink. Loves hanging out with us. They've been listening and doing work.
Oh, love them.
4-hour full training almost killed Chris. Well, we don't want you dead, so maybe you shouldn't do that anymore. Diana, you have a fire in your belly. You did dopey. That is fire. That's what Run, Eat, Drink said.
Oh, I guess that's true.
That is true.
That was more like FOMO in my belly. I don't know. I think I want to do another marathon and feel better. I think that's my ultimate goal, is to not feel like garbage at the end of a marathon like I did last time. Well, last time I felt fine because I was drunk. But like I didn't feel good mentally or physically really at any point during that race. So like I would like to do a marathon and not feel like trash.
You could sign up for the whale challenge.
No.
Chris is signed up for it next year at Shamrock.
Not if everyone else is running for fun.
Greg says UTMB, yeah. You have to plan races just to get into the lottery, yeah. So I mean that's just not happening. Kate went to bed. Bye, Kate. Sorry we missed you.
How many more questions do we have?
I think we've got
2.
Okay, we got to get on those.
All right. Laura asks, what is our favorite race distance?
I like a 10-miler.
That's a good one.
I'll do a 10K.
Oh.
I think right now I like a 50K trail race. It's not too long, not too short.
I'm going to go with the marathon.
Oh, we all have different ones.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like a 50K, even though I can
it still beats you up pretty bad.
Even though we're trained base miles wise to probably do one, like I think I'm good at 26.2 and don't need to go get that extra little bit.
All right, next question. Karate asks, what pro or amateur runners are you fans of and inspired by?
Oh gosh, I have so many, just because in trail running there's just a ridiculous amount of ridiculous people.
Well, there's this one guy in Massachusetts that runs really fast that inspires us. And his name is Karate. Last name Chop.
I'm like, wait a second. Yeah.
That is true. When I see him run, I'm like, well, I guess I got to get out there.
Yeah. And then I love like his videos, the trails and everything that he does.
I do. Yep.
They're actually really cool. We actually did a karate chop inspired video of Michael running through the snow the one time.
That's true. We did. We set it up.
We set it up and everything so that we could be like karate chop.
We did. It was fun.
I mean, he and I both follow Courtney Dauwalter, who is just one of the biggest, best kick-ass women in ultra that's ever existed. I don't know. She started late in life. She just it was just one of those things she just picked up, and it turned out she has a real talent for it. And, she's won
Moab 240.
Yeah, she's a beast. She did Big's Backyard and did 269 miles.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she could just go. She's just naturally talented.
You'd have to remove my feet if I did that.
Maggie.
Guitarol, yeah.
Yeah, she's another one. The women in ultra right now are fierce and they can compete with the men any day of the week. And I think it's because in ultra it's about endurance and fire. It's not necessarily about speed. So like in a backyard situation where it's, you do loops and every hour.
Yeah.
It's not about how fast you're running so much as it's about the fire inside of you to keep going and be the last one, because it's a last man standing race.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the women in ultra right now are pretty fierce. And actually watching the Barkley this year happen was pretty
that
fun
was so
watching
cool.
with the 3 women that stuck together. All Tailwind reps, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
All sponsored by Tailwind, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess if I had to give an answer to this question, and this is a little cheesy, but it would be literally anybody that listens to this podcast that either walks, runs, run walks, whatever. Like, because I really get a kick out of seeing everybody in their photos and knocking out their goals. So that's what I would say.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nothing?
No, I think that's good. I'm kind of the same way. Like, I don't follow like too many like random social media runners. But I do watch, our friends and everyone that listens, and I think they inspire me more than, I don't know, people I see on the internet. I do follow our girl Olan. We runs for tacos.
Oh yeah.
For tacos. So, I mean, she's always out doing stuff. So whenever I see her doing stuff, it really gets me motivated. Trying to think, anybody else? Oh, what is her name? The fat girl runner. What is her name?
Oh,
Myrna.
Myrna. Yeah, Myrna.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that I think I sent you. Is that the?
Yeah. I like her. I like her a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with you. I mean, in reality of like my real life, the people who inspire me are obviously the people who are closest to me. I mean, honestly, I had this conversation with the girl Megan as we were running, because I ran into one of the Striders yesterday, and that's what we were talking about. Is like it's the people around you that inspire you. Like she talks about how like she listens to us and she gets inspiration from us, but. She did the Goggins challenge, and I drew a lot of inspiration from that. And it's really the people around you that you don't even realize you're motivating that motivate you, and vice versa.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like if I see like Weck and Angie out, like getting it like on a weeknight, and they run like in the dark, like after they've already eaten dinner, I'm like, well, I should probably do something other than sit here. So I think that gets me up and going more than anything else.
Yeah.
All right. So the last question.
I thought that was the last question.
This is the last question. I skipped it.
Yeah.
Cheated.
He did cheat.
What distance are you running for the virtually live race on April 10th?
All right. Here's the thing. Tom said he wanted to run a half marathon, and I do not want to do that.
Just do
So
a 10K.
can we please pick another distance?
Do a 10K.
We talked about a 10K. We talked about a 10 miler. It's going to be one of the two.
Yeah, just do whatever you want.
I'm honestly not sure what we're doing, because the more I thought about this, the more I was thinking like it's going to be really hard to be on Instagram Live and cheering people on and running and all of that. So at the moment the race is happening at 10 a.m., I think that I might just go out and do like a mile someplace we have for some reception and run with like people while I'm live, and then interact with people, and then look at our training plan, and later in the day we might have to just go out and do our run later. But for the actual virtual live race, to be able to interact with everyone, I think that I may have to pull back a little and take that into account. So now I'm not really sure.
Yeah. Well, you guys are at least good about like doing stuff in the middle of a run. Like I never post anything in the middle of a run.
Oh yeah.
Like my phone is away. It's in like a flip belt. I can't get to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just I want to be able to like comment as people are
that's
are
tough
sending
to do.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to pull out your phone and take a video of yourself while you're running.
Yeah,
it's
but
another
to, like,
thing to
comment
actually
and read
interact.
and-
So I'm not 100% sure yet what
Well,
what
we
we're
could
gonna
do
do.
most of our run in the morning and then maybe do like
Yeah, because
something
we're
for-
not
yeah.
going to start until 10. So I'm thinking if we can get out early, we can get most of our run in and then join in like the last part of our run.
Oh, yeah,
would
that's a good
start
idea.
the race, and then I can spend some more time interacting.
Yeah. that's
Yeah, I
probably
think that's a good idea.
Yeah, so we're just gonna have to adjust for that.
Yep.
So I actually thought about this today as we were starting our live Instagram thing. I'm like, how am I gonna do this at the same time as we're running?
Right.
So
It's a
We're
fair
go-
point.
we're gonna workshop that.
Yeah.
It'll all work out.
No, I'm so
All
glad
right.
so many people joined us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for spending a Sunday night with us.
Yes.
We loved it. Anybody got any last? Let's see.
Yeah, what's everyone else running in the chat? Did anyone else say what they're
Fire
running?
Inside. Fire Inside. Love that band. I don't even know what that is. Jen-
AFI.
Hey, Jen Fink wants to know how tall we are. I'm 5'3". How tall are you, Diana?
Oh God, like five. I'm gonna say I'm 5'1". I'm more like 5.5.
If she's been drinking, she's like 7 feet tall.
Oh gosh. All right. I want to do an odd number. Okay. That's Jen Fink. She wants to do an odd number. So an odd number of
Ooh.
miles, I assume.
I think so.
Andrew is getting 2 stitches the day before, so we're hiking 2 to 3 instead.
Good
Oh,
idea.
Oh,
running.
nice. That's a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Nice.
All right. Lisa says 5K max.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Lisa, by the way, can I just give a shout out to Lisa because she freaking, and I know we're going to do a recap on our episode this week, but she freaking killed it on,
Oh, yeah,
what was it, last
Shamrock?
Saturday at
Yeah.
Shamrock. Like, I just kept screaming that she was feeling herself. I
She
was
really
like,
was.
Lisa's feeling herself, like the whole race. It was awesome.
Yeah,
She
Lisa's
was
awesome.
great. She was so good. Like, I've never seen her that in the zone in a run. It
Oh,
was
that's
awesome.
great.
It was just great to witness.
That's Chris says that
Oh, yeah,
games we grew
Shamrock,
up
yeah.
with will run for Shamrock Challenge next year. Absolutely, let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, yeah.
New Hampshire? No, I don't think we're making that.
Oh,
New
are you
Hampshire.
racing in New Hampshire this year?
We have a race that weekend, don't we? Pains?
Yeah, Labor Pains, I think. Yeah, we signed up for a
12 or 13-hour race.
yeah,
whatever it is.
12-hour race. All right, guys.
We might be racing in Raleigh if you're going.
in October, Jamie.
Jen Fink, do a 15K. It's an odd number.
Do a
15K.
12K.
12K is not an odd number.
Do a 6.9K.
All right. Anyway,
All right.
before this goes way too long and
You
way
guys should
too
hear
much.
what we talk about before the episodes.
Gosh.
Ridiculous.
You don't want to hear.
Spiraling.
You don't want to hear what we talk about.
Spiraling.
Always.
right.
Well, we loved interacting with everyone. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us.
Yes. And I guess this is Tom for Erin, Michael, and Diana. We will see you next time.
Oh my God, a sign off.
Bye. All right, Michael's gonna stop recording. Bye, guys. Thanks for
Bye,
joining
friends.
us.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Michael's got to turn off the YouTube. Bye. All right.